Hello and welcome to In the Studio with Donny Carr. This is episode number 19. Today I have a very cool tip slash trick, and this is how to have a completely mono compatible stereo bass. What? Yeah. So let's get right to it. First I'm just going to solo the kick and the mono bass. Some samples I've picked out to show you this technique here. So just a basic kick, basic mono bass doing its thing with a kick. Now we want to make a complete stereo bass. So to do that, what I've done, I've just duplicated that mono bass twice, and that's the bass 2 and the bass 3 here. And to make this a stereo bass, we need to flip the phase of one of those channels, the left or the right channel. So I panned one left, panned one right, and I flipped the phase of the left channel. So I'll show you what that's doing here with the imager. So without the phase flipped, and we're going to solo the stereo bass here. We're going to make it a stereo bass. So that's just the two basses being sent into the bus. And there's some extra processing on there. That's why there is a little bit of width there. Otherwise, it's going to be mono. But to make it complete, we want a complete stereo signal here. So to do that, we're going to flip the phase of one of the channels. Boom. Stereo bass. So now we need to do a little processing here. Quick note as well. It doesn't matter which channel you flip. It could be the left or the right. It's going to do the same thing. And also, the reason I've done this way, because you only actually need one copy, is because there is that option to flip the phase here in the FL Studio channel, or in the mixer, excuse me. But there are plugins that allow you to flip the phase of the left or the right channels, so you wouldn't have to have two copies. But I've just done it this way because it's just as easy. Just wanted to let you know about that. So now that we have a complete stereo bass, what we need to do is a little extra processing on this. So all I've done was add a little wave shaper here, and this is just adding a little subtle distortion, a little bit of extra grit and character, and I've mixed in some of the dry signal without. Just, yeah, it gives it a little extra grit, a little extra oomph. And I've added a dimension expander, which is from the Native Instruments Massive, but Xfer makes a little free plug for it. Just, yeah, a little extra something there too, extra size. And then I've just rolled off everything below 60 Hertz with this Slick EQ by Tokyo Dawn Labs. It's free, it's badass. Go scoop it if you don't have it. It's a nice little tool. I just rolled everything below 60 Hertz off. We don't need those very low frequencies in there. It's going to muddy things up. Then I've used the Synoxis Free G to turn the gain down by 18 dB. This is a stereo bass. It needs to be a subtle, just ear candy for people that are listening back on stereo systems. So it doesn't need to be loud at all. Then a little side chain, which is matching the side chain on the mono bass. So the beauty with this here, now let's play it back with everything going with the stereo bass. And now I'm going to play it back again, but then I'll collapse it to mono, and it will completely disappear, the stereo bass. So you can hear there. I hope you're listening to this on good headphones or studio monitors, because you can really hear the difference. If you're listening to it on shitty speakers, you might not, hear this properly. But this definitely adds a little extra, little extra width, little extra, I like ear candy, it just sounds amazing stereo bass does, you know, when you're listening to it on headphones and a nice pair of speakers. But then when collapsed in mono, it completely disappears. So you're not getting any, you know, phase issues down low or anything like that. It's gonna, because you're mixing it to sound great in mono and in stereo. Um, so a very cool little tip, little trick here. Um, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a question, leave me a comment, and I will see you soon. Take care.